Now this one really was worth the wait. We've got the fully licensed Land Rover Camel Trophy editions from FMS. This one is the classic Range Rover, but they also do a D110 and a Discovery. We've got fantastic looking scale bodies with accessories, a full interior in those classic Camel Trophy colours with all the Camel Trophy badges. We've also got really nice LED lights. This is running on their FCX10 chassis. We've got straight axles, we've got oil-filled shocks, we've got a 2-speed gearbox. I mean, these things look fantastic, and I was honestly really impressed with the performance straight out of the box. So first off the body, it is a Lexan body, not a hard body, but to be fair, they've done a really nice job. You know, we've got molded door handles, we've got fold-out mirrors. On the front, we've got our front bumper, we've got our Range Rover badges, we've got windscreen wipers, we've got our spotlights and everything on top of the roof rack. This Camel Trophy badge up here, you do need to stick on. So you attach the sticker to the plastic piece and then clip it on. I would recommend gluing it on so it doesn't come off. You've got your snorkel on your petrol cap. On the rear, you've got your light guard covers, you've got your number plate, you've got your Range Rover badges and your rear windscreen wiper. You also have the hole here that you could attach a tow hook if you wanted to, but it doesn't come included. You've got that Camel Trophy roof rack on top as well, and each model comes with different accessories. So this one, you get the sand ladders, and you also get 4 jerry cans. Now, I did glue them in because they basically just slot in. They come loose, but I would recommend popping some glue on there so they don't go flying off. You can see you've also got a sunroof on there as well. Your spotlights on the roof rack are fully functional as well, and they look fantastic. I love the fact that they've gone for that retro colour with the spotlights and the headlights. You've also got that full interior with the dashboard, steering wheel. You have got the FMS driver in there, which I'm not a massive fan of these drivers. I do wish they would either make it removable or maybe just not include it. I get what they do, but it's just, yeah, a bit of a weird looking driver, but there you go. But yeah, you can see you've got that full interior in there. Yes, we have got some misting on the windows because I have already ran this thing at the beach, through the mud, through the water, and yeah, it is awesome. And they've done a really nice job with that interior look. You've even got stickers on there for the heater dials and everything. You've got your gear sticks and everything like that. Yeah, really nice looking interior, to be fair. Now, the limb risers do come included. You just need to make them up. So you get basically the piece of wire, you get the springs, and then you get basically these pieces to clamp the wire together with some tiny little grub screws. Just don't do what I did and lose the grub screws because they are tiny. Thankfully, I had some spares. Now, one thing I would say, and you'll notice when we get to the running footage, is the front bumper is a little bit flimsy. It's fine. You know, I was hitting it into rocks and everything. It didn't get damaged. But what you might find is as the bumper moves, it can cause your limb risers to pop off, so just be conscious you don't lose them. Now, wheels and tyres, you've got these nice scale plastic wheels. They are beadlocks, and I really like the fact that you've got the wheel nut cover on there. I think these look really nice. The tyres they're not licensed, they're the FMS Super Marshers. Now, I think they're different sizes on the Range Rover, the Range Rover, the Disco, and the D110. Now, I think these ones look a bit better. I think they suit the rig, you know, they're not as big as what it looks like on the Disco. They are vented, they are actually nice and soft. They were actually really grippy on the rocks and on the trail. You know, for a ready to run tyre, I was quite impressed with them. They've got quite a nice kind of scale looking lug pattern as well, which is nice. You know, they're not too aggressive, which I think again suits it a bit more. Now, before we get the body off, just wanted to talk about the suspension. Now, I personally think it's sitting a little bit too high. I think it would look nicer if it sat a little bit lower, so I might have a look at modifying that in another video. The other thing as well is when I first got it out of the box, I thought, I don't know if that suspension's a bit too stiff. But to be fair, once I actually ran it on the trail and on the rocks, the movement was actually really, really nice. You can see that kind of body movement is actually, well, it's nice. But I do think it could still potentially be a little bit softer just to give you a bit more of that movement. Again, it depends what you're going to be using it for. If you're into more kind of scale trail running, you might want it to be slightly softer. But if you're more kind of using it for performance and stuff like that with just a scale body, you might want to keep it as it is because, you know, again, you're going to have not as much body roll, not as much unloading on the front when you're climbing and stuff like that. So yeah, it depends what you prefer. They are oil-filled shocks, you know, they got some nice damping on them. Now, another nice update on this one is they have changed the quick release system. Now, they introduced the quick release system on the LC80, but to be honest, after you ran it about once through like mud and water and stuff, it got a bit of grit in there and it didn't work so well. But this one, they have changed it and I found it to be much better, which is really, really nice. So you basically just turn the clips on the front and on the rear, and you can see the body pops off. Now, this is after running it on the trail, through mud, through water. It's even been on the beach and ran through sand. And yeah, it seems to be functioning much, much better. Now, before you take the body off, if you are running the limb risers, you do want to just pop those off. Otherwise, they are going to get in the way. But once you've got them both off out of the way, you can just do one if you want to, but I prefer to do both. And then we can just lift the body off. Now, underneath, you can see we are still using the magnet mount system, just like on the previous FCX10s. So this is for your light control modules, and it's how it makes the connection to your LED lights. Really cool idea. This one's got an update as well, though. It's got a little spring on it, which is interesting, and it kind of slides back and forth as well. You've got your light control module in there. Now, I will touch on the LED lights in a bit because there's a cool little change we can do, which I will show you, which the keen-eyed of you may have spotted on the intro. Then you've got your LED lights on the front as well. And then this is that new clip design we've got here for the body mounts. Same on the rear as well, which, yeah, definitely working better. But you can see, even though it's Lexan, you know, it's a nice rigid body. You've got that full interior now and everything as well. You can take the driver's head off as well if you do want to stick the included hat on there, or if you maybe want to change his head. Now, with the body off, you can see that new body mount design. So you've got like two locating dowels, and then you've actually got two bits that push in, which is where the body actually pushes into. So yeah, much better design. You know, I like the idea of the previous design, but it just didn't function as well, whereas this one definitely seems to be much better. You've also got the magnets there, which obviously makes the contact for your LED lights. Now, just like the rest of your FCX10 platforms, you've got all your inner arch liners, you've got your sliders on there, and your body also locates in the sliders. Really nice that it comes with all the arch liners and everything. Obviously, that keeps a lot of the dirt and everything from the actual chassis and the electronics. Now, with the electronics, we've actually got a brushed 550 32-turn motor. You've got an all-in-one Flysky 6-channel ESC and receiver. Your battery tray sits here, and you can easily fit like a 5,000 milliamp hour LiPo in there, and the ESC is 2 or 3S compatible. You can see we've also got our shift servo there, because like I said, it does have a 2-speed gearbox. And then you've also got your power switch here, which you can get to even when the body's on to turn the rig on and off. Now, this one doesn't have the dig, the locking diffs, the switchable four-wheel drive, front-wheel drive like the original K5 did. So we don't have the additional servos in there or anything like that. This one is just 2-speed with permanently locked diffs. So chassis, we've got a metal chassis. We've actually got metal forelinks on the front and the rear. We've got those straight axles with metal gears. We've got plastic drive shafts with metal ends. We've got a servo and axle steering servo, and this one is a 25 kilogram, but it's only rated as splash proof, not waterproof. We've got metal steering links, and then you can see that straight axle there. So we don't have any portal axles like on the K5 or the Pros. Now, I'd say my only complaint with the chassis is that because this one doesn't have the diff locks, they haven't plugged the hole. I did point this out on the original brushed LC80. You know, really they should have put a little plug or something in there, a little bung, just to cover it up, because otherwise you are going to end up getting like water and grit and stuff like that inside your axles. So you might want to cover that up or something, but it's a shame they didn't just plug that, you know, out of the box. So what else comes included? You get this Flysky FSMG6 6-channel radio. This is an absolutely fantastic transmitter, especially for a ready to run. You know, really nice in the hand. You've got all your channels down here on the side. You're only really making use of your lights and your 2-speed, but you've got those spare channels there if you wanted to add features like extra lights, winches, stuff like that. If you pop your top panel open, you've got all your usual like steering trim, your throttle trim, your dual rate and so on. It's got a battery warning light as well. And then you can hopefully see we've got our dip switches there across the top. So dip switch number 1 is the switch between forward reverse and forward brake reverse. Mine came as default on forward reverse, which is my preference. You can switch between different battery types. You've got your drag brake settings, which I'm pretty sure them both at the top is 100% drag brake, which is how I ran it. Dip switch 5 actually reverses the 2-speed servo. So what that basically means is when you turn it on, the 2-speed would be enabled, and then you would press the button then to go back into first gear. And then from what I can tell, dip switch 6 doesn't do anything. The transmitter itself takes 4 AA batteries, or you do have a port there to use a 2S LiPo battery instead. You also get a nice detailed instruction manual. They always seem to end up getting scrumpled in the box, but yeah, it's got all the information for, you know, how to control the transmitter and the ESC. It's also got like full part diagrams and everything in there as well. Yeah, nice chunky manual that comes included. You also get some additional bits that tell you how to put on and take off the body. A little picture diagram on how to add the limb risers. And you also get a friendly tip that tells you how you can turn the indicators on and off, which is actually really, really cool. No hazard lights on this one, but at least you can turn those pesky indicators off if, like me, you don't like them. Then you get some other bits and pieces as well. So we actually get some Allen wrenches for putting on the screws into the sand ladders and bits and pieces like that. You get a little bag of some stickers. You've got a little Germany flag on there. You've got your wheel wrench tool. You've got some 3M sticky pads, and you get some additional number plates if you did want to stick them on. But in my opinion, the number plates on there are much nicer. You also get the old FMS hat if you do want to stick that on the driver, and it does come with some more 3M sticky pads and some spare hex pins. And you also get this little strip, which I'm not actually sure where this goes, so I'm not sure if this is for a different model or not, but if you know, then drop a comment below and let me know, because I haven't quite figured it out. Okay, so let's get it powered on. I want to show you those lights. So we'll turn the transmitter on. Then, like I mentioned, for the power switch, you can just reach in here to turn it on. Now your LED lights are controlled on channel 5, so you basically just push the switch down, and that is one of my favourite things on this rig. The lights just look absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad we actually have working spotlights on the roof rack, and they went for this retro yellow colour. I love the fact that FMS actually do proper colour LED lights. You know, so many other brands just do like white lights, and it's just not fitting with an old school scale rig. That just looks awesome to me. Now, you'll notice if we turn, we currently have no indicators, which is nice. Now, if you do want indicators on, I'm not sure why you would, but if you do want them on, basically what you can do is just hold the wheel all the way clockwise and then press channel 4, which is actually also for the 2-speed. And then you'll see we now have indicators, and they are on the front and we have them on the rear. Now, you'll notice I actually have tail lights on mine, which it doesn't come like that out of the box. Out of the box, they would be reverse lights. So if we just come out of 2nd gear, if we reverse, we now don't have any reverse lights. But yeah, out of the box, you would go into reverse and then these would come on. In my opinion, they should all come with tail lights, you know, especially with something like a scale rig like this. You know, they really should be doing tail lights. So again, FMS, if you're listening, please, please, please give us tail lights as default, not reverse lights. We don't want red reverse lights. Now, if you turned your indicators on and you want to turn them back off, same thing, just basically hold the wheel all the way, press channel 4 for the 2-speed, and now our indicators are off again. Now, in terms of the steering servo, you know, it's not the fastest thing in the world, and it's, you know, doesn't have the most power, but it was fine on the trail and on the rocks. You know, for a ready to run, it's good enough. Now, don't worry if you're shouting at the camera, I haven't forgotten the rear lights. Let me just show you how quiet this thing is first before we take the body back off. So I'm just going to feather the throttle. Honestly, this is probably one of the quietest crawlers I think I've ever tried, even versus a brushless one. Listen to this. It is ridiculously quiet. I don't know how they've made it that quiet, but if they could make every crawler like this and every other manufacturer, if you're watching, I mean, this is just so nice. I mean, look. It is just so quiet. You'll see when we're running it on the trail and the running footage and everything, it is just so, so nice. And with it being a scale rig, you know, you could put like a sound unit in there or something, and you would just hear the sound unit. You wouldn't hear a screaming drivetrain, which, considering it says it's got a metal drivetrain, how quiet that is absolutely fantastic. So I haven't taken it apart or anything. I do wonder if maybe we've got a plastic spur gear, which is fine. You'd get the same thing on a TRX4 and stuff like that. But yeah, I do want to know how they've made it so quiet, because it is so nice. Okay, let's get this body off so I can show you how you get the tail lights on the rear. So out of the box, you might be able to see there, but this one here, which says back 6, is actually for your reverse light. So that's how it came for me out of the box. And basically all you're going to do is you're going to unplug that one. So if I just move back a little bit, we're going to unplug that from back 6, right? And then on this one, you can see we've actually got a spare connector with nothing plugged into it. And I was like, I wonder what that's for. I traced that wire and it's actually connected to the headlights. So basically all you're going to do is you're just going to get your back 6 cable, you're going to get your spare plug, and you're basically just going to plug that wire into there, and that will then give you your taillights. That simple. Now, I checked on my FCX10 Pro V2, which I just reviewed a couple of days ago, and that doesn't seem to have this spare plug. So I think they must have only done it for the new Camel Trophy editions. So I'm guessing we don't have it on the previous FCX10 K5 or the brushed LC80, which is a shame, but, you know, dead simple. I mean, without that, if you had one of the previous models, you could just basically, you know, snip one of the wires and just connect them together. So you've got, you know, the same wires all on one, or if you prefer, just get a Y cable and just basically just, you know, plug the Y cable into the headlights and then just plug both of the headlights ones into that. So you've got other options, but I like the fact that we now have that spare connector on there. So super simple, and we will now have tail lights. And just in case you can't see, on the connector for the tail lights, you've got a little arrow, okay, and then you've got number 1 on here, so the arrow needs to go to 1. So just in case you can't see the numbers, you've got the kind of little ridge here. So basically you want the exposed pins to be facing the ridge when you plug those rear lights in, and should be as simple as that. Oh, just another thing before I forget as well, with your sand ladders, I would recommend putting like a zip tie or something on there as well, because when mine came in the box, all these little clips, they basically just have a little screw in the back. All of these were pretty much off bar one. And the screws don't seem to go in very tight, so I just added a zip tie to each sand ladder, you know, just so you don't lose them. Okay, that's enough waffling from me. Hopefully you found that useful, especially the lights. Let's get to the running footage so you can see what it ran like on the rocks and on the trail. Okay, let's see what the suspension movement's like. We'll go along in 2nd gear. Yeah, we got some movement. See if we can get some flex coming up through here. That does look cool. I'm so glad they went for all the lights on the roof rack and everything as well. Proper Camel Trophy style. It just looks so much cooler, doesn't it? Yeah, to be fair, you know, we got some movement on there, more than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be stiffer than this, to be honest. But, you know, we got some nice scale movement, which is always good for a scale rig. I still can't believe how quiet this thing is. I mean, if every RC could be this quiet, it would be fantastic. You know, this is the type of thing that you would then want to get a sound module on. Because, I mean, if I stop talking, other than the body slap, but that's in 1st gear, with like no noise at all. This is like got to be the quietest 10th scale RC I think I've ever tried. It's even quieter than like a brushless system. Oh, yes, look at that. Off on an adventure. How cool is that? Camel Trophy life. Right, let's see if we've got enough punch in 1st gear. Oh, there we go. Look, that actually got it way easier than I thought it was going to do with bumper clearance. Right, let's try and line it up. I just want to see if we got enough punch in 1st to hop this log. Oh, hang on, let's try again. Oh, not quite. Let's do 2nd gear a minute and see if we can hop it in 2nd. Oh, come on, you can do it. Oh, we're at a slightly different angle to what we'd normally be. Let's try and back it up and go this way for once. Yes, we made it. It wouldn't be Camel Trophy if you didn't end up with a water crossing, would it? Fair dues. It is a nice looking rig, isn't it? I do love the way it looks. Definitely needs some weathering or something there, doesn't it? You know, Camel Trophy can't be this clean, can it? Let's just come out of the water. Oh, yes. Okay, let's see what our wheel speed's like. So full throttle in 1st gear. It's actually not bad. Got a decent bit of pace to it, you know. Nice walking pace in 1st. And then let's chuck it in 2nd gear. Back it up. Oh, almost binned it. There you go, got plenty of wheel speed in 2nd gear, which is nice. We still don't really have any decent mud at the moment, but there's a little bit here. Let's just see what it's like just going through here. Oh, nice. Obviously with those straight axles, we're gonna have less ground clearance. Oh, gonna get stuck on that stick. No, we made it, nice. Yeah, you can see there's hardly any mud there at all, to be honest, but the tiniest little bit. At least we got the tyres a little bit wet. Trying to make it a bit more Camel Trophy spec, you know? Bit of mud and dirt on there. I do like this rig, it is cool with it. Let's just see what it's like climbing up this bank as well. See what our tyres are like for grip. Right, everybody always gets stuck, everything always gets stuck on that route, but if we give it a little hop, there we go. Nice, drag brake worked well there. Look at that, very nice. Got some more roots to get up here. Obviously the time of year, we got leaves on the ground everywhere. So again, testing out that grip. We'll probably have to do a bit of wheel speed, but I love that hop. Right, let's give it a little hop. Nice, look at that. Oh, stuck on the next route. Come on, you can do it. Yes. Now, it wouldn't be a Camel Trophy if we didn't do some deep water crossings, would it? We might struggle a bit with ground clearance with the straight axles, but oh, yes, ploughing through, lovely. Such a cool looking rig. Oh, yes. Up to some roots. Oh, very nice. Okay, let's see what this thing is like on the rocks. So we're in first gear. I think realistically second gear is just going to be faster trail running and, you know, ripping around. Oh, that's actually some suspension movement is better than I thought it was going to be. Be interesting to see what our tyre squish and our steering servo's like through here as well. Obviously, this is more designed to be a trail truck, especially with straight axles. If we can just get, oh, there we go. Oh, yes, there we go. Right, we're probably gonna have to hop this a little bit. We're dragging the rear over there. Let's just give it a little hop. Yes, there we go, made it up. Really, we need to come towards me a little bit. Almost binned it. Right, come down through here. Oh, there we go. Look, that's not doing bad at all. Considering this, you know, I would say it's not meant to be a rock crawler. Oh, if we hadn't straightened out then, we'd be up there. There we go, very nice. Consider it's got straight axles, it's not too bad. We're definitely getting some bumper scraping, but you know, that's all right, that's what they're there for. Let's see how well we can get it turned around. So we can come up here. I want to try do some kind of like rock hill climbs so we can see what it's like for like weight distribution and stuff like that. I definitely like to soften the shocks up. I think it would be much more scale if they were a little bit softer. So we had a bit more kind of like body roll, which to me just, you know, makes it look some nice kind of scale. Oh, we just lost one of our things. Oh, look, one of our cables just flew off. Thankfully, it is just down there. So yeah, maybe just bear that in mind. You know, if your bumper's taking a hit and stuff, then your cables may go flying off. Okay, we might have to hop this one here. Oh, there we go, we cleared it. Yes, made it, there we go. Right, up through here. It's just, I want to try and go nice and slow. To be fair, you've got some decent grip on these tyres as well, especially for raid runs. Nice bit of squish there as well, very nice. Just come up and around here. You can hear the tyres trying to grab. I am enjoying this. It is a cool looking rig, isn't it? Nice bit of lift on the front there as well. Now the bit I like trying with the tent scale is this climb up here, and I think, to be honest, we're probably going to end up binning it. Oh, straight away, like, it's unloading that front. I think we'll struggle to get up here, to be honest, but it'd be rude not to try and listen to those tyres. Oh, look at that. Oh, if we can maybe just hop that first ridge without binning it. Come on. Hang on, let's straighten it up. Oh, almost, and we almost lost it then. Hang on. Let's try that again. Yes, go on, go on, go on. Oh, no, 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 no. Just in case it's not doing it justice on camera, look, this is how steep it is. It's pretty steep, look. Oh, we just need, if we had a bit more grip, I mean, a lot of things get stuck on that ridge. Let's just see if we can hop it. Oh, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Oh, I love hearing the sound of those tyres. Right, a little hop maybe. Yes, how about that? I did not think that would get up there. Fair dues. Right, while we're up there, let's just see what it's like descending. I just want to see what the drag brake is like coming down. I think I've got the drag brake set on 100%. Ooh, bit of bumper scrape in there. Oh no, we're going to end up tipping it. Oh, very nice, without binning it. Right, let's try and go slow. I'm just feathering the throttle. Oh, it does run away with itself a little bit. You can see, you know, I don't know if we can, I'll have to have a look and see what setting I've got the drag brake on. Maybe I haven't got it on the highest setting, but oh, look at that tyre tuck there. That's what I'm talking about. While we're here, let's just see if we can go along this edge without I was just about to say without falling down. Go on. Oh, a bit of side hilling. That is our side hill, look. If we go a bit left hand down, should stop it from tipping over. Oh, yes, and then we can level it out, come around here. Try not to fall over these rocks at the same time. Oh, I didn't want it to run off then. I was hoping it would kind of stay up there, but, and then back up here. Oh, I like this. This is cool. Very cool. I doubt we're going to get up there, but once we start to come over here, bit of a smaller incline, let's just see. Oh, nice bit of squish there, lovely bit of tuck on the rear. Look at that, that's decent slow speed control. I'm just feathering the throttle ever so slightly. Oh, yes, go on. Oh, lovely bit of flex. Nice. Let's just see what it's like coming up here. I'm going to try and go as slow as I possibly can on the throttle once we get that bumper clear. Oh, go on. There we go. Right. We're going to slow crawl. We're going to flex. We're going to see what the grip's like trying to bite up here. There's a little bit of hesitation there. Oh, go on, go on, go on. Oh, oh no, 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 go on. Straighten out. Oh, look at that. This is doing way better at like climbing and everything than I thought it would, especially with the straight axles. That is super cool. Oh man. Right, let's just do the same test again, but in second gear, just so we can see what the slow speed control's like in second, just to show you we are in second. So let's just come up to the same thing, and we're just going to see if we can, oh, hang on, bumper life again. There we go. We're just going to try and slow crawl in second. Yeah, you can see second is definitely more for just like trail running and stuff. You know, you haven't really got much fine control in second gear. Like you can see that it is struggling. I'm on the throttle there. So I would say second gear is more for just general trailing, and then when you want to hop stuff. So if we had got stuck on something like this, just give it a bit of throttle and there you go, you're up. And then you could switch it back into first if you wanted to, but there we go. Well, what do you think? I really like it. I mean, I think it looks really good. I think the out-of-the-box performance was actually really good as well. You know, even with that suspension movement, you know, the way it was flexing and tucking tyres on the rocks, it looked absolutely fantastic. I think I would still like to soften up the suspension a little bit more, but it was still really, really nice and much better than I thought it was going to be. I think the stock tyres did a really good job. You know, steering silver was okay, nothing special, but, you know, absolutely fine. Considering, you know, we've got that full interior and, you know, with the kind of design of the body, I was amazed how well it was able to climb and stuff like that without tipping over all the time. I think if you added a little bit of low down weight, maybe some wheel weights or some metal wheels, it would just be absolutely awesome, even on the rocks. I don't think I have anything to complain about. I mean, even the price, $389, I think is pretty reasonable considering you're getting a fully licensed Camel Trophy Land Rover, 6-channel transmitter, you know, you've got LED lights, 2-speed gearbox, metal drivetrain, you know, I think that's a pretty reasonable price. Now, for me personally, it's too clean for a Camel Trophy, so I do want to do some weathering on it. I think it needs to be dirtier and look more used. Crying out for some accessories on the roof rack as well. You know, Camel Trophy should be loaded up to the brim, shouldn't it really? So mods wise, I think I just want to add some weight to the wheels. I want to weather it. I want to chuck a shed load of accessories on it, you know, everything including the kitchen sink. And the other thing I would like to do is see if I could lower it a little bit as well, because, you know, for me, my personal taste is sitting a little bit too high. Now, if you would like to see me do that, then drop a comment below and let me know. Now, if you are interested in getting one, I'll put a link in the description to where you can get it from FMS's website. They're still not available in the UK yet. I actually bought this one from AliExpress because I got fed up of waiting for them to arrive in the UK. I think I paid about £330 for this from AliExpress, including shipping and taxes to my door, which I think is pretty reasonable. I'll put links to the AliExpress listing as well if you want to check it out there. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Do you think it lives up to the Camel Trophy name? Anything you think they should have done differently? Drop me a comment if you've got any questions. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.